What is going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMDTNT, where I am living my dream trading. Hope everybody out there is doing well. As for myself, I'm doing pretty good. Just sitting down here at the desk to get a daily trade recap out of the way. We are wrapping up the first, I believe, full week of trading the LMD ATS trading system, as I like to call it. And we are going to be finishing the week out on a red day, it's looking like. So I figured I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get this recap done. Still have about an hour and 30 minutes left in the trading session for the bot, but I don't think it's going to take another trade, just looking at the range. So let's go ahead. Let's bring up the charts and we will take a look and see what we did. If we come down here and look at the realized balance for today, we see that it was a red day in the amount of $157.14. So here's what it is. Can't be green every day, but when we keep those red days in check, it works out to the good. Still finishing the week out green. So that's a good thing. But let's go ahead. Let's scroll this thing on over. Look at the two trades, because it did take two trades today. Both were red. Both were red trades. So first trade that it took this morning, just after midnight, looked like about 12:22. Was a short right here. That was on the break of this demand. Stop was just above this supply. And one of the things I did have ChatGPT do, and what I'm working on, is going, just kind of seeing how long losing trades normally take. On average, if they lose within the first 30 minutes, that's on average. If they go about an hour, it's about a 54 to 60% chance that it's going to work. Hour and a half, that percentage goes up a little higher. So just kind of looking at some numbers on that, but it did have me change this entry label up. So next week, that's going to be a little different. It's going to provide a little bit more information to kind of work on the entries, work on those trades that go over 180 minutes. Trades that go over 180 minutes, I want to say was like 80% success rate or something like that. So we want to figure out why those trades work. So first trade that didn't work, that was that one right there. And then kind of see chopped around. This is usually the bread and butter of this edge. It stops out on this first position and then it gets in the opposite direction. And this one will normally work. Well, last night it didn't. It broke this supply. Demand was down here because this demand had not formed, and this thing just kind of rolled right on over and stopped out. Stayed in the trade from, what's that, 1250 till about 140. So just shy of an hour. Stopped out. And then it didn't take any more trades since after that. It was in the session block from 1 to 2 o'clock. So no trades there. From 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock, no trades. Looked like it had one that was risk was too big. Long break. And I need to go in. I got to remember what this is when it says LB and SB. Range too big, range too big. Let's keep going. Risk was too big. Another one, risk too big, risk too big. And then we'll hit 7 o'clock. Session break will kick in. Had another one, the risk was too big. That's the thing. This market right now, risk is a little on the large side. So here's what it is. I don't want to fight for those trades. We just sit on our hands. Session break kicked in at 7. Didn't do anything from 7 to 9, or from 7 to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, or actually, I'm sorry, 9 o'clock session break ends. And then we're back into the risk was too big. We're not going to fight over those. Risk was too big. 10 o'clock session filter kicked in. Session filter ran from 10 to 2. So we just came out of a session filter. And like I said, the range just looks too big right now. ATR is too big. So we're good with that. Came out of session right here. This was the last one before the session filter ended. Looking at that trade, I think it was borderline on whether or not it would have taken that if it wasn't in the session filter. But again, it was just shy of 2 o'clock, 2 minutes shy of 2 o'clock when that thing fired off. But like I said, unless a supply or demand comes in this middle area and then we get a break on either way, this thing won't take a trade, But that's going to be it for the recap. I do have Tradovate pulled up. So instead of using my dashboard that I built, we'll just use Tradovate's today. This is live data coming straight from Tradovate. I just wanted to see what this week's numbers was, and this is what I used to pull data for the dashboard. But this week, gross P&L was $640. Total P&L, $615. Again, that's risking no more than $100 per trade. That was on 42% winning. So we wasn't over 50%. We still made $600, which is pretty nice. This here just kind of shows the P&L curve. First part of the week, we started off red, and then we just made a nice steady move up. And then the other number that we could look at this month, but I'm gonna go straight to when we started, which was May 27th. What are you doing? May 27th. There we go. And we'll run those numbers. And since taking the strategy live, we've grossed 1431. We kept 1372. That's trading at a 46% hit rate. During back testing, that was around 39%. So the other day when I did my video and it was at 50%, I kind of figured there was going to be some losing trades in there to get this back to about where the actual year-to-date numbers are at. P&L curve, we started off green. We lost a little bit. And actually, I want to say, I thought that first trade, yeah, that's where we ended the day at, because that first trade that we took, the first day was a red day. So came out and then we just nice, steady grinding. We see that the highest P&L that we've made was $1529.90. And then we gave part of that back today. But what that says is on this $3,000 account that was started on the 27th, we have almost made back half of that, just risking no more than $100 per trade. And I like to say no more than $100 per trade because that's what it is. Sometimes it might risk 50, sometimes it might risk 75, sometimes it might risk the entire $100 that it's allotted to be able to risk. On a $3,000 account, that meant that we would have had to take 30 losing trades to blow that account up. Is that a little aggressive? Yes, it is. But based on the max drawdown that I saw during back testing, based on the losing streak runs that I saw during back testing, I figured that would give me a good enough cushion. I will jump back over real quick to the dashboard just so we can kind of see what those numbers are looking like. Still seeing that 1372.76 number. Current drawdown, we're at $157 because we lost today. So the dashboard is actually doing what it's supposed to do. Profit factor of a 2.4. That's decent. Year to date, 1.8 is that number right there. We started with 3144. I have withdrawn $1,344.92. I did take a withdrawal yesterday. That withdrawal had the balance at 3,300. I did that so that I could leave a little cushion for what happened today. It was a red day, but that still did not put me below the starting balance for this account. ATS $1,800 is what my net contribution is to this account right now. Like I said, I am working to get this net contribution down to zero, at which time we playing with total house money. And at that time, you will kind of see me slow down on the withdrawals so that I can focus on the scale tracker and start scaling up, because this is where it gets interesting. This is where the account just kind of booms. It just kind of takes off, because again, those trades will now be growing exponentially. If you think about it this way, right now I'm risking $100 per trade, no more than. If I was risking $1,000 per trade, instead of this being $1,372, I'd be up $13,000 right now. Big difference, right? From the 27th of May until today would be up $13,000. Cut that in half. Let's say we're risking 500 per trade. We up 6,500 bucks, and the month is just halfway there. So that's where this scale tracker is really going to show its weight in gold once we get our initial investment back. Take a look at the daily calendar real quick just to see what we're looking like. Month of June, we got 2 red days. We boxed in the week. How about that? Boxed in the week with 2 red days, and then we have 8 green days so far. So can't be mad with those 2 red days, especially when we are still green. On that note, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna wrap this video up as always. Thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. Did y'all buy any SpaceX today? I saw it opened at 135, and last time I looked, it was up to like 168. I'm not buying into none of the hype. I don't see no reason to add that to my long-term portfolio. Since the LMD ATS is locked in, I have switched back over to TOS, and I'm working on my swing trading strategy. So be on the lookout for some videos on that as well. But like I said, I'm gonna wrap this one up. We'll be back at it again Sunday. Peace.